and welcome to the opening of the Inter-Island Traveling Exhibition, which we fondly call the ITE, From Time Water Has a Perfect Memory. I'm Katrina Cartwright, the Education and Outreach Manager at the NAGB, and I am pleased to present the ITE to you in a virtual format for the first time. The ITE takes the NAGB to the Out Islands, allowing us to reach audiences around the country in their spaces and be a true national institution. We could not go to Abaco physically this time, but are thrilled that technology has given us the opportunity to engage the Abaco community in a virtual format. I would like to thank our Community Outreach Officer, Daria Monroe, and Associate Curator, Natalie Willis, for all of their hard work and ingenuity in pivoting so quickly and taking what has traditionally been a physical event to an online platform. Congratulations. You have changed the way we approach the ITE, and I am excited to see what the future holds for this initiative. The opening of this exhibition kickstarts a series of events, including a panel discussion, school workshops, and community and school tours. All of the events are free and open to the public. I'm going to say that again, free and open to the public. I also encourage you to visit our special ITE page on our website to view the exhibition, learn more about the artwork, and keep up to date on all things ITE. So now I'm going to turn this over to Amanda Colson, our Executive Director, to give us a little bit more information about the ITE, since she has been here since its inception and has a lot more stories than any of us have. So we're very excited to hear them. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you so much, Katrina. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you, the team, of course, who made this happen, who've already been thanked and will be many times this evening: Ziria, Elaine Monroe Wilkinson, and Natalie Willis. The ITE started out I'd say about 5 years ago, and I really have to credit Geneva Rutherford at the Sir Charles Hayward Library in Grand Bahama, who invited me out to come and actually give a lecture there. And it just, going around the islands and talking to her, just made me realize even more so how we are so privileged to live in New Providence with the National Art Gallery right down the road. And even living here, it can be difficult to get to, but living on a family island, the National Art Gallery was inaccessible in many ways, not just physically, but also virtually. And so I really thought about that and how we were not delivering on our mandate to have the N in NAGB stand for nation. And very often people referred to us as the National Art Gallery, and I would get upset, but it made me realize, well, that's maybe why it happened. So I really made a commitment at that time to think seriously about having the National Collection travel through all of the islands of the Bahamas. And from that day, the first space we had was, in fact, Sir Charles Hayward Library with Geneva Rutherford. And in fact, Natalie Willis, who's here tonight, who's curated this show, also worked on that first show, which was Max Taylor and Amos Ferguson. And since then, we've produced 2 shows a year, sometimes the same exhibition, but it travels to 2 sites a year. We've been to Exuma, we've been to Grand Bahama twice, we've been to Eleuthera twice, Abaco, Long Island, Andros, and now, of course, Abaco. We wanted so much to be with you there in person. We believe strongly in having contact with our great Bahamian master artists, but in this time of pandemic, we are doing what we can to bring the art to you. And again, as Katrina said, I really want to commend the team for making this exhibition so accessible. And we, as an institution, are making a commitment to keep these virtual opportunities going, even when life does return back to normal, however that will look, that we continue to serve the family islands in a meaningful way. That is really important to us. And one last thing is, it's not just about bringing art to you, but it's about bringing the National Art Gallery team to you. We are there for you. We love meeting our constituents. We love meeting people in the space or online. And this is a way to bring our team all over the country. So even when we can't physically be there, we're there for you. Reach out to us if you have questions, if you're interested in anything. That's what we're here to do. So I'm so pleased to see this become a virtual exhibition. I do hope we'll be able to be in Abaco in person sooner rather than later. But thank you all so much for making this happen.
Hello.
Do I throw it to Yasmin now? Okay, I throw it to you. Okay, and then now I introduce the poet Yasmin Glinton, who's here, who's an Abaconian, born in her heart, lived there for many years. Recently curated a show about Abaco and artists from Abaco, and so she's been invited here tonight to share some of her poetry for you all this evening. Yasmin, take it away.
Thank you so much, Amanda. The poem that I'm going to read tonight is To Unhome Yourself, 1 through 4, and it is from my collection, An Olive Branch. 1. Live in the path of a hurricane. Do not plead with it to divert its course. Instead, collect 5 bottles of liquor, a deck of 52, 2 portable chargers, 7 pieces of plywood, 8 where are you texts, 3 deep breaths, 4 unshed tears, and a gargled prayer. 2. After the tornado tiptoed through the yard and carried the back wall seaside, my grandfather's spirit darted to the tree where he buried the navel strings of all his children and tucked them against his chest so they wouldn't forget home. 3. Drive my brother to the airport. Stand with his wife of 2 months until the plane leaves the runway. Return to the car where a 7-year-old sits with a tear-streaked face. Climb behind the driver's seat with a mouth full of silent promises I cannot speak, much less keep. Take my brother's family back to a house that is not their home. 4. Make a mental list of students I taught. Forget all but their face. Make that a chant, an omen, a hope for safe passage. Thank you.
Yasmin, thank you so much for that. So I feel like that's a very appropriate introduction to the themes around this show. My name is Natalie Willis. I'm the Associate Curator of the National Gallery of the Bahamas, and myself, along with Abby Smith, our former education officer, are the founders of this roving exhibition, an idea that Director Coulson graciously offered to support, and it's something very dear to my heart. The ITE was developed out of a deep love and sensitivity for the Bahamas as a unified space in its totality, working against the difficulties of our archipelagic geography and the far too often marginalized struggles of the family islands, islands of which I am proud to come from myself. To my Northern Bahamas, my Abaco strong, and my Grand Bahama strong, I see you. This third iteration of the exhibition, From Time, Water Has a Perfect Memory, takes into account the recent difficulties, uncertainties, and questions surrounding the nation after Dorian, and seeks to offer a space for us to consider how our past methods for survival, economically, ecologically, and especially in terms of our general well-being, can inform our continued survival in the future. Moreover, we don't merely wish to endure and survive, but to find space to thrive, but using models of sustainable thinking to shape a future that can hold us. The landscape and seascape of these islands have long been tied to our livelihoods and well-being, and we wish to tap back into this knowledge with a deep empathy for our fellow people of the Bahamas of all backgrounds. Themed around ideas of looking to the past, our contemporary struggles, and dreaming of sustainable futures, we seek to build out these stories with you as an arc to our collective future in this ever-threatened space. Thank you for your time, energy, and care, and we look forward to holding space with you. I'll allow Zaria to close out.
Good night, everybody. So this is the end of the opening. It was a very short and sweet opening just to get you started. We want to thank everyone that came to support tonight. So thank you, Manda, Katrina, Yasmin, for taking the time to say a couple of words. Thank you to my co-curator, Master over there, Natalie Willis. It was a pleasure working with you through this process. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. So you know, the link to see the exhibition is now live. The virtual exhibition is now open and it is in the description of the YouTube video that you're watching. If you'd like to see it directly from our website, you can visit us at nagb.org.bs and click on our exhibitions page where you'll find us. You can also sign up for tours and get more information on other programming that Katrina talks about that will be available to you through the end of January. So this exhibition will be up virtually through January 31st, and there are opportunities for you to engage in many different ways, from participating in a workshop to signing up for a virtual tour. So thank you again for your time, and we hope you enjoy the show.